Alright guys, so we got a 2013 Camaro here, and the other day someone had commented about their Camaro having an odor whenever they turn their AC on. And I'm going to show you a couple things that you can do to eliminate or help eliminate odors, not only on Camaros but on a lot of different GM vehicles. And I'm going to show you a setting in the scan tool that a lot of cars have built into their computer that helps eliminate that. But the first thing you want to do is, especially on these Camaros, is come out here and take a look at your filter. And the way you do that, you pop this little tab out. You've got 3 of them. You got this one here. You got this one here. And you got one right here. When you get these little tabs out, pull this trim up. And then you can pull this piece off of the car. And your cabin air filter is right here. And you're going to take a look at your cabin air filter, make sure it's clean. If it's, there's a good chance if you haven't replaced it in a long time, you're going to want to go ahead and replace it. But also look down inside the compartment there. Clean out any kind of leaves. Because what happens is whenever you park and you get leaves and debris down in this area, well, it stays there and it decomposes, and that's one leading cause of odors. So make sure that you've got a clean compartment down here. Make sure you've got a clean filter. When that filter's out, look down into the cavity there, make sure it's all clean. And once you get that done, I'm going to show you this setting in the scan tool that you can actually set, or you can enable it, and it will help eliminate odors. And a lot of people don't know about it, and a lot of GM vehicles have this. I don't know what year they started doing this. I know that 2008 they had it. I don't know before that. So, you know, you'll have to look it up. There is a service bulletin. Let me show you the service bulletin before I forget about it. This service bulletin right here. Sorry about this sun. Service bulletin 99-01-39-004E. Now this particular service bulletin was put out February 2014. And what it talks about is GM passenger vehicles equipped with air conditioning may have the Afterblow option built into the system that they can have a dealer activate. Now, if you've got a scan tool, a lot of scan tools will be able to activate this feature also. And I'll show you how to do that. Now, there's also a kit you can buy. Even if your vehicle does not have the Afterblow option, there's a kit you can buy. The part number of that kit is 1249-7910, or AC Delco part number 15-5876. And that's a kit. I'll put a link to it. You can actually get it on Amazon. It's a GM kit that wires into your blower motor and basically does the same thing that this Afterblow option does, that's built into the HVAC module of a lot of GM vehicles. So you've got an option there. Even if your vehicle does not have the Afterblow option, you can install this kit and do the same thing. But pull up this service bulletin. All you got to do is a Google search. You can pull this service bulletin up and just read through it. A lot of GM vehicles have that Afterblow function from at least 2008 all the way to 2023. So it's an option that's been on a lot of GM vehicles for many, many years. Anyway, let's get into this thing. So I've got the scan tool connected. Let me turn the key on. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to do an auto scan and let it detect the vehicle. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go straight into the HVAC module. HVAC control module. And I'll tell you what this does once I show you how to activate it. I'll read down through the list of what it's actually doing that helps prevent the odors. And I'll tell you what's causing the odors. Okay, right here, HVAC Afterblow configuration is, but I think on every GM car, it's turned off by default, I think. And only if you have an odor issue and you take it back to the dealer is when they turn this on. Or if you obviously request for them to do that. And so I'm going to show you how to turn it on. It's super easy. Right now, the terminology I think is a little off. It says close, and you've got close down here, then you've got on. To me, that should be off and on. The afterblow option should either be off or it should be on, not close or on. Anyway, if you hit on, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it on this vehicle. Now you have now set the option in the HVAC module for the afterblow function to work. And that's all there is to it. Now if I exit out of this, and if I go back into it, that should now say the value is on. Earlier when we went into it, it said close or off. So it is now turned on this car, and what it's going to do, let me get my little print here. Let me read to you what it's going to actually do whenever it's now turned on and activated. So when you've been running down the street, you've got your AC going, the temperature is above 70 degrees, you turn the car off. The blower motor has to be off for at least 30 minutes. So you've gotten out of the vehicle, the car's off, the temperature is 70 degrees. The compressor was running for at least 2 minutes. Before shutdown, and the voltage has to be at least 12 volts. The system voltage has to be 12 volts, so you can't have a dead battery because it doesn't want to run your battery down anymore. What it will do is it's going to kick the blower motor on for 25 to 30 seconds. And what that's going to do is dry out the evaporator. And it's going to do that up to 5 times in an hour, depending on what it feels it needs to do to get that evaporator dried out. Because what happens whenever the AC's running, that evaporator gets wet and damp. And if you turn your car off and get out of it, you know, the evaporator's in your blower case, you know, your HVAC box, and it's dark. And that's where mold and mildew loves to grow. So if that evaporator stays wet all the time, there's a chance of mold and mildew growing on it. When that happens, and then you get in and you turn your car on, you start driving, you get a face full of odor from that mold and mildew. So this afterblow function, what it does is helps dry that evaporator out after you've exited the vehicle. That way when you get back in it, the evaporator's dry, there's less of a chance of mold or mildew that's been able to grow on it, and it helps prevent odors. And if you don't have the afterblow option available to you on your vehicle, you can buy that kit, and it does the same thing. It senses when you've turned the car off, and then it will activate the blower motor and pull air across the evaporator to dry it out. And it's conditional, so don't think that if you turn this on that you're going to hear it every time you turn the car off. In fact, one of the other conditions is the blower motor has to be off for 7 to 11 minutes after you've exited the car before it finally kicks on again, and it'll run for about 25 seconds or so to draw some fresh air across that evaporator, and it'll do that up to 5 times. So anyway, if you have a scan tool, see if your scan tool is capable of turning that on. If not, take it to a dealer and tell them that you're having odor issues and you want to have that activated. And I don't know what they charge, but they'll be more than happy to do it. And hopefully that'll take care of your problem. Anyway, this is on a 2013 Camaro. This applies to all GM vehicles. So, you know, look into it if you're having problems with odors when you first turn your AC or even heater on. Anyway, we're done. You guys take care. We'll talk to you later.